This next trading system is called overnight reversal, and this was inspired by an academic paper that I recently read on the system trading website Quantpedia. So the idea behind this strategy is that when a stock drops a large amount during the trading session, it will often rally overnight. So this is a mean reversion reversal concept that assumes investors often overreact when responding to bad news or events. The idea is to find a stock that has dropped 20% or more during the trading day, then go long on the close and exit the trade on the next open. Thus, we'll be holding the stock throughout the overnight session in order to capture the overnight rebound if there is one. To test this system, I've created the rules in AmiBroker and I've set the portfolio size to hold a maximum of 5 stocks. Just like the other systems, we're going to start with 10k, ignore any stocks trading under $2 and avoid any stocks with average volume under 100,000 shares. This is because we don't want to trade illiquid stocks. So here you can see an example of the kind of trading setup we're looking for. The stock First Solar Inc. has crashed around 25% during the day, so we've bought right on the close and then we've sold our trade on the next open in order to capture the overnight move. And we've actually been able to capture a move of almost 10% overnight. In terms of ranking duplicate signals, in this case we're going to prefer the stock that has dropped the most percentage-wise. So on the rare occasion where we get more than 5 stocks, all dropping more than 20% on the same day, we will prefer the 5 stocks that dropped the most. And then we're going to exit on the next open, as I said. So running this system on the S&P 1500 universe of stocks, that includes delisted tickers, between January 2000 and 2015 gives us an annualized return of 20.79%, with a maximum drawdown of 25% and a win rate of 62%. This is sharply better than the buy and hold benchmark. Though, as you will see in a second, when we look at the equity curve, we did see a big chunk of profits from one period that came during the financial crisis. If we now run the system forward and test between 2015 and April 2016, we get an annualized return of 17.6% with a drawdown of 7% and a win rate of 66%. So overall, this system appears to perform quite well. It does rely on getting precise fills on the close, which means that we might need to introduce greater slippage or experiment with different trading costs. We might also want to explore different capital requirements and different volume criteria. One issue that should be pointed out is that the system makes most of its money from smaller cap stocks. This means that our average volume requirement of only 100,000 shares might need to be looked at. For a 10k account, this amount might be reasonable, but if you're trading larger size, there could be significant slippage. The best thing to do would be to stress test this system by testing increased commissions, perhaps up to 5 cents a share. By increasing the volume requirement as well, perhaps up to 1 million shares, and also by increasing the price filter, perhaps up to $5 a share. Aside from these issues, we might be able to even improve the system by changing up a few things and using some discretion to choose between different signals. For example, we might want to avoid stocks that have just received a very negative, damning piece of news. These stocks might actually carry on going lower overnight if the piece of news is particularly damaging. Having said all of that, this system seems to do quite well as it is. Unless I've made a mistake somewhere, which is always possible, it seems quite strong. I can't see too much wrong with it, so the next step might be to start trialing it on a demo trading account or with a small amount of money. I'll now play the recorded back test so you can get a better idea of the system and see the charts and statistics output from AmiBroker.